Question E is getting us to do simultaneous equations using substitution. So it's important that we use the substitution method here. This is just my working out for using simultaneous equations. It's worth asking other maths teachers how they lay theirs out. It might make more sense that way to you, or it might make more sense this way. But if I'm going to use substitution, what I'm doing here is I am looking through both of these equations and I'm hoping that one of these letters is singular. In this case, it's this one. So I'm going to rewrite that equation so that the y is by itself. And I'd just do that by moving the 3x. So this equation is now y equals 5 minus 3x. Now that I've got two equations that I can work with, I start out by writing them here and I stack them. And what I do from here is I label them. I label them equation 1 and equation 2, and that's so I don't get confused later on. And I write myself a clear note here that says that I'm going to sub 2 into 1, and that will become important later, and I'll talk about that then. So now what I do is I rewrite equation 1, but every time I see a y in it, I replace it with what I can see in equation 2. So it will read 5x minus 2 times y, but y is now 5 minus 3x. And if you're wondering where I get that from, it's coming from here, okay? I'm just taking that and substituting it in place of y, because I know that y is equal to that. Okay, keep going. And that equals 23. So now I can expand and I can solve for x. I've got 5x, I've got minus 10, so that's negative 2 times 5, and then I've got plus 6x. Minus 2 times minus 3 is where I'm getting that from. I'll collect up my like terms, so now I have 11 x's. Might add 10 to both sides. That's a funny plus. So I have 11 x's here, and I have 33 over here. I'll divide by 11. Same on the other side. So now x is 3. So I've done half of the work. I'm just going to move myself up here so I have a little bit more room. Now that I know what x is, I'm going to sub x equals 3 into equation 2. Because I subbed into equation 1 the first time, I'll go into 2 the second time. And that's why I wrote myself a little note over here, just so I wouldn't forget. So now I write out equation 2, but instead of putting in x's, I replace the x with a 3, okay? So this equation here that I'm writing, I've just picked up from over here. And now it's nice and easy to solve. Now it's just going to be y equals 5 minus 9, so y is minus 4. And when you finish this question, you've now got two choices. Make it nice and clear for your marker either way. You can go to the trouble of saying x equals 3 and y equals minus 4, or you can write it as an XY coordinate, because that's exactly what it will be when we're graphing, as 3 minus 4, okay? And you could just put this here down as your answer, and that would be fine.